challenge the war chief! Victory or death!
I see you've brought I see you've brought guests.
Candle Mudslider.
Let's warm you up.
Astonishing!
Thousand needles! Are you ready to rock?
The time has come.
The Titan's flame shall never die! What story will you give my work? So you're a fan of mine?
We stand together! We stand together! We stand together! Cozy!
Insanity is no excuse for bad manners.
Now I'm excited! Astonishing!
The smell of fresh air in the morning.
I will crush you! I wonder... Now I'm excited!
I ain't talking!
I will crush you!
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us. Our gift of frost shields us. Our gift of the arcane enlightens us. Our gift of fire empowers us.
Job's done.
Relax. Let's warm you up.
Astonishing!
Do you have this in a bigger size?
This place is scary.
candle much lighter.
Astonishing. Astonishing. Precision. Perfection.
Light the fuses!
Astonishing.
Time has come to dethrone our master.
Amuse me with your tales of victory.
Okay, on the way to Legend. It's a show. Let's hope we get there in this game. Sorry, I don't think we have the sound on properly for the previous game. Fixing that now.
There, partner. Victory or death.
Okay. Wow, we're playing another warrior. Okay, it's quite a lot. Oh no, it's a druid. This could be tricky. Okay, we've got to mulligan very hard for anti-aggro. So I think we could keep this because we're likely to get some healing card draw and armor, possibly a rush minion, possibly some damage to kill one of the minions. Right, we'll see. If it's dragon, we've got much better chance. If it's dragon druid, so we'll see what it is.
Ah, I see you've brought guests.
Yeehaw! Astonishing.
Ooh, my nice new portrait, warrior portrait. It's crazy.
I smell gold in them there waters.
Okay, so we've definitely got to kill that off. The other option is play the well. Okay. I think a minion on board's more important here, especially as we can't use the treasure straight away. So we should have a ping coming up. We've got brawl, which is nice. We'll just knock this off first. 1 minute. He's going to overdraw anyway, so.
Feeling cozy?
What's going to happen? At the end of your turn, draw a card. Ah, no, so he's not going to overdraw. So just get rid of that one. So now we've got lot of removals. So it's a decent start against the aggro deck. Okay, you gonna trade that in? He's still in maximum mana. That's not normal. All right. Okay, so what we do here? What we do here? Ooh, ooh, we've got an even better option here. Right, while we've still got armour, I think it's probably better to do this way.
What now?
So he's going to be left with a 1-1 and a 2-2 after this, which is definitely dealable. Nice, so that armour made a big difference. That's really good. So we're on 40, a regular Renathal start here. Right, okay, but he's still got that. I think probably Brawl is the way to go here. Yeah, especially if he's putting another one down. Do we just keep picking everything off? I think we can wait. Well, I think we can wait one more turn.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us.
Let's see what we get here. 3 cost. Three, 4, I guess.
Yo ho! Set sail for the snack bar.
What do we have here? I don't want them to get a copy. Oh no, that was a mistake. I just given them a weapon. Hopefully you think I took the form. Cost 1. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, dodged a bullet there. Right, so if he does get a cultivation or whatever it's called, I'm not going to be able to play this. Right, so I could double trade into that. Okay. It's a bit tricky. So I get 2, go there.
What? No costume? Arcane bolt.
And the Badlands pool could be very good. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so he's got a 5 here. Double cultivation wins for him there. Come on. Hey, got it. That's so lucky. Never mind. Yeah, can't do much about that. You have to be very lucky to be able to deal with that. Maybe should have just gone for minimizing the number of boards and keep his big 5/5. Yeah. Yeah, he's just got very lucky with the double cultivation there. Otherwise, I probably would have stabilized somehow. Alright. Never mind. We've got another 2 games to go then. Which is better for you viewers then. You get to see how to play this deck. Right, so the idea of the deck is control basically. You're trying to stack up armour gradually, control the board, don't let them get any big boards at all. Wow. Can have some really fun games against Rogue. Okay. If they get ready, if they get lucky with their draws, their random spells, they can actually win. Otherwise, okay, we'll keep this, and this, yeah. And some card draw, removal, that's what we want early. The thing is, with Mulligan in, with the Renathal deck, you've got to be a bit more careful, because we don't want to end up drawing one of our high cost cards early on, which is going to be useless if we've got the option of just keeping our sort of like half good opening hand cards. Alright, so we'll just do this. It's fine, so we've got some nice removal now.
It'll be our little secret.
Ooh, are we playing a secret mage? Interesting. So we want to play on curve as much as we can here. Even though we could have drawn a card there. Oh, this is 2, which is a nice little... Goes against... So he's going to play something with 5. Oh, okay, it's a secret. Secret mage. Secret rogue. Okay, this should be quite easy. Let's test out a spell first. Okay. Okay. Ouch. Alright, never mind.
Let the badlands.
Wow. So he's got that guy as well. I can't actually kill it. Quite disappointing.
Solves any problem.
I've got 4 damage. Interesting, I've never seen all the secret synergy stuff going on with this deck before. Okay, we've got a way of removing it next turn. We get some more armour, which is nice. We get a rare treasure. We're going to shadow step it.
You blow my cover.
Oh, that's clever. The combo activator. They're sort of using it like that.
Easier to draw blood than staunch it. Where you followed.
Okay. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to play another minion. That would be annoying. Okay, perfect. And we've got the... We'll save our armour up now.
We stand together.
How should we do it? Maybe this one, in case it's cheat death.
We stand together.
Yeah.
We stand together.
Yeah. Out of these 3, I probably prefer him to have that one. Okay. Okay, let's see what it is.
Where you followed.
Maybe we'll equip the weapon now. Preparation for Odyn. You have to play a minion before Odyn, so hopefully we'll draw a cheap minion now. Okay.
We stand together. We stand together.
Okay. Huh. Could it be counterspell? Yeah. Subjection, or what's it called? Explosive. Okay. So at least we got this. That's good. Perjury. Motion denied. Gotta be a bit careful there. We're on 40 health. We're quite safe at the moment. Was weapon up here, I suppose. Okay, this is actually a very easy turn to play for me. Wonder what that could be. I think it might be a Krakatoa. Down to 18 cards only. He hasn't been using any excavates either, which is interesting. What have I played so far?
So many choices.
Played this and slam. Right. I'll hold for the time being. We know it's not counter spell, so we should be safe to play Trial and Fire and Glowing Glyph next turn. So I think we just wait this game out and we just control the board. We've got very strong control tools at the moment. If we could get Odyn in without worrying about objection, then we'll try it. This could be Visage, it could be Iceberry as well. Arctic Rain we can test out by playing this and maybe a minion. This works out very nicely. Okay, so it's either explosive, objection, Visage. If it doesn't clear this board, we can test out Visage first. We just hold off for now. Two very powerful minions here. It really feels much weaker than the Excavate one. The Excavate one feels so oppressive. We'll see what he does.
You have no idea.
Right, so he's playing. I was just going to say, I wonder if he's playing Test. Oh, submission denied. Thanks for telling me. And then that's explosive runes. That was a really bad test screaming, to be honest. I just go 2-3 damage. Okay, that's fine. Let's test out this first. First we've got to test out the... so it wasn't. So this is a minion.
The time has come to dethrone our former master.
Oh, it was Arctic Vein. And we should have an explosive runes here as well. I'm confused. Why is that not explosive?
We stand together.
Oh, it's counter spell. Oops.
We stand together. We stand together.
I gotta move.
We'll hold this and play it the next turn.
My hand is too.
Looks like fatigue's going to be an issue for him soon as well. We'll just absorb the 6 there. Looking good. I don't see how I could possibly survive this now. His test doesn't do too much. Counter spell, but I think he got the explosive runes from Perjury. That's why it didn't recast. So what do you have? Motion denied, Arctic Vein, and counter spell. I think those are the 3 discovered secrets he had.
The time has come to dethrone our former master.
He's showing off he's got 0 cost Renathal. Don't know how he did that. Excuse me. Well, it looks like we're back on to Legend Point, if you want to call it that. Well, win rate's gone down quite a bit, trying to get into Legend. It was 68% before. Wasn't even trying, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can make it this time round. Back up to 65%. Okay, fine. So maybe we get to 66 next game. 22 and 44. Ah, if we win another 4 games, then we're back at 67. Right. 66 probably when we get to 42 wins. Nice. As you can see, we've been playing a lot of this deck. Over 60 games with it. The games are quite long, but they're a lot of fun. One of the most fun decks I've played in a while. I mean, I do like the current expansion. It's a lot of fun decks recently. I haven't seen you for ages, matey. Right, okay, so we want the lowish curve here. Those are all high, medium high costs. Okay, so we've got Cobalt, which is good. We'll tempo that on if we need to, and Odyn will be nice. Interesting, so we're facing another rogue. Let's see which version he's playing. Is he playing the Excavate?
Hail to you!
Oh no, you're joking. We're not playing the... Oh. It's not my fault. Don't play Mech Rogue against me. Alright, well, we're prepared for a bit of aggro here, so... okay, we've got a perfect answer here. I can't remember, what does Mech Rogue run? Let's see if I can find the deck. Right, so we definitely have to kill that. Oh, have you heard of a card called Bladestorm? Bladestorm? Sorry, Letty. That wasn't the right time to play that. Play around your opponent's cards. Well, I can't say I do at the moment. Right, so we've got some armor. Maybe we build up armor now. Yeah, build up some armor, I think. Looking very good. Ooh. Would we rather have a minion or a rare treasure? I think the playing curve's probably better here. Remember, the armor's going to help us with sanitize. Let's have a look. MECH. Apparently, what? Is MECH the strongest? Wow. Apparently, MECH is one of the strongest mech decks. It's just no one seems to play it anymore. I haven't seen it for ages. I think this might be 1 minute. We've got 13, so yeah, try by 5 can take this out. What did he do exactly? Can't be targeted, okay. So we've still got 11 health. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, that's 6.
We stand together.
I think we're doing this the right way. 2, 3, 4.
We stand together. We stand together. We stand together.
So those are 2 of his very big plays gone already. If he's playing the fast aggro version, then he'll be in big trouble here, because I've got lots of ways to deal with him. If he's playing the more value orientated one, then we've still got a game on. Okay. Divine Shield. We can't do anything about that, unfortunately. Well, this is our trump card, and we've got Taunt here as well. Let's just get some more armor. Okay, we're in complete control here. I can't see how we could lose this now. See, we put some sort of Wind Fury ridiculousness on that card. Gonna have to remove this as well, because at the end of the day, I've always got Badlands Brawler to guarantee the elimination of all his minions. Okay, lifesteal's not that important at the moment. Is there a way of me killing this off? Wind Fury? Okay. So we do 1, 2, 3. I think we can do it without this. 1 minute. We do 3 damage. 3 damage. That's on 1. That's on 3. So all we've got to do is make sure this dies. Oh, look at this. Look at this. What a cruel way of clearing the board. Hey! Right, that's his 3rd legendary gone. Mothership. Looks like he doesn't have that much left.
Toys are much more fun to raise. Such power.
We're just going to run him out of cards, I think, here. Oh, this is just cruel. This is just cruel. Oh, looks like we're getting to legend. There's no way you can come back from this. This is literally impossible. I've got two. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Okay. Very nice. 91.71. Not bad. Middle of the month, so we've got a bit higher than last couple of months. Let's have a quick look at the deck. Hopefully the recording has been working well. I had to fiddle with the OBS settings a bit. Okay, very nice. When you're ready. Okay, Control Warrior. So basically it's a Renathal deck, so you've got 40 cards. The idea of the deck is to basically outlast most of your opponents. There are a few where you can actually, if they're playing too slow, you can actually tempo quite hard using the Excavate treasures and things like that. You can actually start chipping away, and then they might be down to 15 or something when they start getting their, you know, like a Control Priest is a good example of this. When they start getting things together, and then once they do and they build up a big board, we just Badlands brawl them or just brawl them. Or as you saw in that game, we could have sanitized them whenever we wanted because we just built up so much armor. Okay, so that's a basic gist of the deck. Going through individual cards. Yeah, so Slam, I find it's an interesting one. This is one of the questionable cards in the deck. It draws you a card, which is very important with the 40 card deck. Also, as you saw, it gives you an opportunity to draw plus damage a minion, which you can make use of your blast charge to execute it. Just for, you can kill any minion for 3 mana, just a Slam blast charge. Also, Slam can get rid of divine shields and still draw the cards, and that's also very useful. A Slam bash, as we saw in that game. So yes, it's a good flexible tool. They've got Astalor, just Astalor. Don't need to talk about that. It's just like a win condition in itself. There is one good thing about the Astalor, especially with this deck, is it gets you armor. The second Astalor gets you armor, which you can pair up with Odyn to give you 5 attack as well. We've got bash, yeah, damage, armor. Can go face if you want. What's there not to like? Bladestorm, very good against wide boards, token decks. Okay, so did we see one of those games? I think we saw one of those games where, yeah, that's the game we actually lost. We had an amazing Bladestorm, just wiped out most of their board, but Treant Druid just rebuilt it pretty quickly. Blast Charge, again, we're having it in this deck because this is an Excavate deck. It's control with Excavate as opposed to control with Rifts. The Excavate gives you much more value than the Rifts. You could try putting both in, but I think it will weaken the defensive aspect of the deck too much. Because you're going to see we've got a lot of defensive tools. We've got Slam, Bash, Bladestorm, Blast Charge. Besides the armor gain, Shield Block, 2 mana, fantastic now. Cobalt Miner. We've got Flint Firearm, which can be very good. You can actually use it to help clear a medium-sized board. If you get lucky, you can put some taunts up, you get some lifesteal. Yeah, just go through different quick draw cards. They're not amazing, but they can do a job. If you're trying to stall, you can just take 1 turn out with a Flint Firearm, control the board, maybe even build up a little bit of a board yourself. And usually I only play this on 10 mana though, unless I'm in an emergency situation. I need like a quick save the game now card. Stone Skin Armor, again, very good synergy with our deck. Armor and card draw synergy. It draws 2 cards, so it's one of the most powerful card draw engines we've got. Now, Asphodon, you don't have to get this, but it's really good if you hit the... Well, let me tell you what I did against Death Knight the other day. I wiped out his Scourge deck, which he played early. I think it was on turn 7 or something, right? I wiped it out. I can't remember how. Probably through a sanitize or something, and then I think I coined an Asphodon, which I just scourged him back basically for 3 mana. So you can do some crazy stuff with this. It's not essential for the deck, but it definitely makes the games more fun and can be very powerful. Bellowing Flames, again, that's another one of our heavy control tools for early on. How many have we got? We've got a Slam Bash, Blade Storm, Blast Charge, Bellowing Flames, that's 10. And then we're going to see we've got 11 with Brawl, 12 with Badlands Brawl, and another 2 with Santos, 14, plus another 2 with this, 16. So we've got 16 cards which are hard removal. Well, some of them more effective than others, obviously. The Slam's got nothing compared to a Sanitize, like on 10 armour, obviously. But you get the idea. Let's carry on. We've got Heavy Play again. This is more card draw, potentially. I usually use it for card draw. Don't usually use it for armor unless you're against a very aggressive deck and you just need to survive till your like Brawl turn or your Trial by Fire turn, or you want to pair the Heavy Plate with with a Sanitize, even an unforged Sanitize. That's 8 mana. Do 8 damage to everything. And of course, ideally you want to save it for Odyn. And even more ideal is if you get a Wind Fury weapon from Ignis. So we've got 4 forged cards in the deck. We've got the Bellowing Flames and the Sanitize. So Ignis is going to usually be online when we want to play him. Usually you want to play him if your opponent's just had a weak turn previously, so you've got time to play a very weak sort of 4 mana 2/4. It's quite awkward to fit this in, but usually it's once you're in control, then you create your win condition while he's struggling. After you wiped out, let's say 3 or 4 of his big boards in a row, then he'll be struggling. He'll be playing for value, trying to get some card draw to start preparing threats. So next turn, that's when you can play your quiet turn with your Ignis there. Otherwise, yeah, just use your common sense. Steam Guardian, more card draw. So you see, we've got quite a bit of card draw in this deck, and also reduce the cost of fire spell in your hand by 1. And the fire spells, we've got a Trial by Fire, and the other one is, where is it? Yeah, Bellowing Flames. Right, we don't have any other fire spells, so, but yeah, it does a job of drawing cards, so it's good. Right, then of course we've got the Excavate cards, Cobalt Miner, the Blast Charge, Reinforced Plating, and Burrowbuster. That's a very powerful card, and that's been buffed. It's a 6/5 now. Craftsman's Hammer. Again, if you can get time to fit this in against the aggro deck, this can help you a lot control the board. It's kind of like lifesteal against 3 attack minions, if you think of it like that. You attack them for 3, but you get 3 armor back. Instead of taking damage, you replenish your armor to make up for the damage taken. And of course, when you've got Odyn, this turns into 6 damage whenever you attack, because you're going to get that 3 armor before you swing. Alright, now we've got Brawl in here, just for that extra removal, because I've been finding the sort of decks I've been facing recently have been very wide, and sometimes wide and big decks, so we need mass removal. Like board wipes quite often. That's why Reno's decks are so good, because Reno just gets rid of everything. But otherwise, if you, let's say, playing a Paladin, Earthen Paladin deck, it can be very nasty trying to get rid of those huge minions. So what you could do is you could pop the Death Rattles first and then Brawl out and hopefully they'll just be left with 1 minion left, which is hopefully not going to be lethal for you, because of generally will have a lot of armour, especially against a slow deck like Earthen Paladin. Right, sanitize, yeah. There's lots of ways to combo it. You know, if you've got 7 mana, you could play a bash with sanitize, and you could, let's say you've got a minion which is like, let's say you forge with sanitize, so it's going to give you 3 armor, and you're trying to kill something which is 9 health, so you can bash the 9 health minion, bring it down to 6, and brings your armor up to 6, and then you can sanitize like that. There's a few little calculations you've got to do. You've got to be good with maths with this deck, especially talking about being good at maths. Trial by Fire, one of the trickiest mathematical spells which you ever have to think about. Maybe Defile, maybe it might be trickier, but yeah. So you saw in that game we managed to get a nice Defile. So 2, 3, 4 makes 9, 1, 3, 4 makes 8. You know, 2, 4, 5 makes 11. Just get used to, like, if you've got nothing better to do with your time, try going through different combinations. Obviously 1, 2, 3 makes 6, and also be aware that if you're relying on the full 15 attack, which you can get from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the Trial by Fire Valkyrs, you've got to make sure they all die when they attack. So sometimes you can make all the calculations and your 3/3 didn't die to the 2/3 minion. Oops. So that means the other 2 are going to be stuck at 3/3. So you'll be careful with that. Badlands Brawler, I think you could probably put a second one in now. But I just like the cheaper brawl option just for earlier, because the problem is this is more for later slower decks, and we're generally facing faster, more aggressive decks. So I mean, it's a fantastic if you're playing a value matchup and they keep putting big balls down. This is absolutely fantastic, because you would have excavated twice and you guarantee to win the brawl. However, if you're playing a Treant Druid and you need something turn 5, you'd be much happier you got the brawl than the Badlands Brawler, right? And because Badlands Brawler doesn't gives you a 4/4 at the end of it as well, but if it's not, it costs 2 more, and if you haven't excavated, it doesn't guarantee wiping out all their minions. Whereas, so therefore, it's just effectively a brawl for 2 mana more. So I think the brawl is very good. I mean, if people who remember when Warrior used to be good, like a few years ago, like Control Warrior, brawl was like the most frustrating card to face. It's one of the most powerful cards in the game. It's one of the best control tools created in the original set. So the fact that it's sort of like we've got power crept, brawl is still an incredibly powerful card. You could even consider putting 2 in, but I'm not sure what you'd take out. If you find you're not facing too many early game threats, and maybe take out one of the, you could take out Aswadon possibly even for second brawl. That's not a bad idea. Right, Finley. Finley, it's just such good card draw if you need something, but it's only good. It's only good card draw if you've got like 4 or 5 cards already, which means you've got something to play. So it's a bit funny. Finley, I would even consider taking it out, but yeah, it does have its uses. And finally, for our big boys, we've got Odyn, of course. Your armor turns into attack, and so if you get a Wind Fury weapon with Ignis, it can even be the 1-cost Wind Fury weapon. Let's say you've got a reinforced plating and you've got a heavy plate, so that's 8 plus 6, that's 14 damage. And then you could play this all on 1 turn. You could play Ignis, get a 1 mana 2/2 weapon with Wind Fury. It doesn't matter what the enchantment is. Right, so and then you equip the weapon, which costs 1, so it's 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so let's say you have, let's say you get heavy plate and shield block. So that's 13 damage. So you can play this all for 10 mana. And then out of nowhere, you've got a weapon which you just armored for 8 and 5. That's 13, plus the 2 mana from the Ignis 1 cost weapon. That's 15. You've got 30 damage for 10 mana. So that's just something which you can think about if you want to do it like that. Otherwise, I always try to go for the big 10 damage weapon. Unless it's impossible, then you go for the 5, so you get like sort of a compromise. But really, the 10 damage weapon is the one you want, because the effects which you get, if you get time to play it, can be enormous. Getting 8 cost minions, 2 8 cost minions every turn, and you're doing 10 damage to them. Or you get lifesteal, or you can immediately do. If you get the Wind Fury plus, what's it called? Plus 5 damage, 6 damage, deal 6 damage. You can do 16 damage straight off with the weapon. Then when you get armor, the following turns, your attacks get much bigger, and you get 2 attacks with your increased armor. The one generally you want to look for if you played Odyn is the one with Wind Fury plus gain 8 armor, and that gives you 2 lots of 5 plus 8, because you gain 8 armor in between your first and second hits. So you get 18 damage with it. Anything else? All right, and then this was just, I'm trying to complete a quest, to be honest. The achievement where you're trying to destroy 150 cards with this. It's really hard to do, especially in this big deck. This is a very big deck, so it's quite hard to draw the TNTs. One thing which can help you with it is towards the end, Steam Guardian can very often actually draw the TNT spells. Word of warning, the TNT spells cost 6 mana, so if you Finley and you get them in your hand, well, you've got basically a patchwork for 6 mana in your hand, but without the minion. The thing is that TNT can actually destroy locations as well, so bear that in mind. Yeah, but this is so much fun. This is, you know, people who like the Ticketus sort of style of decks, and yeah, Boomboss Tho'grun is really good. And sneak peek for what I'm planning for the next mini set is I'm going to be trying a Reno deck or Highlander deck with Tho'grun. So hopefully we'll play our Bran, which doubles all our battle cries for the rest of the game, including this. So we're going to hopefully shuffle 6 TNTs into their deck, which means 18 cards blown up. That will definitely make it easy to finish the achievement, but also be very powerful cards. But again, you've got to be able to survive till turn 8. To just play an 8 mana 7/7, you've got to be in total control of the board, or at least let them have a lot of armor where you can absorb a lot of damage that following turn and then brawl away their big board the next turn. So that's a sort of decisions you have to make with this deck. Same thing with Odyn, because Odyn's also doesn't do anything to help you in that board. Sometimes if they're low health already, then you can treat the Odyn or the Tho'grun as taunt minions, because they're going to be more focused on killing the minions off to preserve their health rather than sending their minions face. However, you've got to be careful with this. So basically that's the idea. You want to stack as much armor, control the board as much as you can till you get to that turn 7, turn 8, turn where you can either turn 7 you coin out one of the 8 drops, or you're actually in turn 8 without a coin. Anything else to discuss? Yeah, for mulligans against aggro, right now the mulligans are a bit looser with this deck, because you've got to have a very good read on the meta. What decks are you expecting to see? If in doubt, always assume you're playing against an aggro deck, because if you mulligan wrong for an aggro deck, that's when you can actually lose with this deck. However, if you pretty sure they are playing a slower deck. For example, they're playing a warrior. You don't see Pain Warrior anymore. Let's have a look what classes we got here. Death Knight. You can mulligan a bit greedy with Death Knight, because even though you can get slightly faster ones with the Plague Death Knight, they're not going to be that fast. They're going to run you over, and you won't have any answer, because you always have some sort of answer for board with this deck. The question is, do you have to get rid of their turn 4 boards, or you're going to die by turn 5? That's a real question. So if that's the case, then you mulligan aggressively. You look for slams, bashers, blade storms. Could even try Grand Shield, possibly. Got to know what you're playing against. The Druid, it might be good, because if they play the cactus thingy, then you could get your own free 1-cost minion plus a 3/4 taunt. Bellowing Flames definitely keep. And Brawl also consider keeping against a very aggressive match if you've got 2 other cards which are good enough for dealing with early things. Steam Guardian's also a possibility to keep, especially if you've got Bellowing Flames. It'll just make the Bellowing Flames cheaper. You could play it turn 4. You just actually plays turn 3, and turn 4 you can actually forge and play it. Sanitize is also a possibility. Depends how fast the deck is. But yeah, Sanitize can even be good against Druid, who's got lots of tokens. They don't usually get to more than 3 health, so Sanitize unforged can work, and a forged Sanitize can work. So you're gonna obviously have to spend 2 mana to forge it beforehand, but it can work. But generally against those aggro decks, you want to be only taking things which remove, and later on you can start developing. Keeping Cobalt Miner actually is also an option to keep against aggro decks, because it can give you healing with card draw, which can draw into some other useful removal, or it can give you a rush minion, or it can give you damage, which can ping off one of their annoying token minions. 3 damage it does. Right, now for slower decks, I would just go greedy and see if I get this. Try to get at least 1 or 2 cards to play early-ish. But let's say if you've got like a Burrow Buster or something like that, I'd just get rid of it, and hopefully you get something even bigger. If you've got Renathal, get rid of the Renathal. Yeah. If you know you're going to be playing against value decks which go wide, then maybe keep a Brawl, or even a Sanitize possibly. Right, if you know they're not going to be a threat early, for example, Rogue's generally not a threat that early, except MECH Rogue, of course. Otherwise, see if you can get one of these 2 if you're playing a very slow matchup. The slow matchups are generally going to be Priest. You can have Undead Priest, but you should have what to deal with Undead Priest just by naturally drawing. Even if you do get a high mulligan, you should be fine. Mage also a very slow deck, so you can get mulligan very greedy with Mage. Druid very aggressive. You have to assume they're playing Treant Druid. Demon Hunter, I think you have to assume they're being an aggro deck, so this is very urgent. If you do find a Demon Hunter, urgently mulligan just for any removal you can get your hands on. Rogue, generally they play for value, so you can be a bit more flexible with the mulligans. But with Rogue, you do want a bit of removal as well. It just doesn't have to be desperate, like only Bellow Flames or something like that. You've got you can't draw an armour is also very good against Rogue. Shaman, it's a bit tricky at the moment. I've seen 3 types of Shaman. A Highlander Shaman, where you can be very greedy But you've also got Totem Shaman is being played a bit still. It's still very strong if you're not ready for it. And then you've got the the aggro shaman, which uses spell damage, and that also you have to have armor more than removal just to get to high health total, so they can't just OTK you. Warlock, if you're playing control warlock, you should be fine. The issue is there's this new deck which OTKs you like on turn 6. So against that you have to get as much armor as you can. Don't go for removal because they're not going to be playing minions. Get as much armor, so shield blocks, heavy shield even, and this is what the deck looks like. So the idea is on turn 5 or 6, they play Amorphous Slime, discarding the Thaddeus, then they kill off the Amorphous Slime with the Spirit Bomb, then Thaddeus reduces the cost on turn 6, reduces the cost of all odd cost cards by 4, and you see the whole deck is only odd cost cards, so everything costs 0, so they just draw through the whole deck, play Sludge on Wheels, use Hellfire or Plague Eruption to do damage to your Sludge on Wheels, and then just play all the barrels of sludge in combination with your 2 0-cost Silvermoon Arcanists, and it does ridiculous amounts of damage. However, it's a one-trick pony. If they don't manage to do it, then you generally will win. If they don't do it on turn 6, turn 8, you should have plenty of armor to resist it. The sludges end up doing 9 damage maximum, and they can easily get about 10 sludges with the 2 things on wheels. So it's to about 90 damage here. So it's really hard. So but if you've got a deck, if you've got a board with a few annoying minions around with relatively high health, and the sludges can absorb the original sludges, and later on hopefully your armor will do the rest. But yeah, it's a very hard deck to beat once it's got everything in order. The weakness of this deck is not drawing Thaddeus quickly enough, which is what Talion Forging does basically. So definitely do not kill Talion Forging at any cost, because that's their win condition, because they can just play Amorphous Slime turn 6 and then kill it off and do the whole combo. Right. So against those sort of decks which OTK you, like the Shaman one, and maybe Mage not so much, because it needs a lot of time to get online. So you don't need to emergency stack armor. But just for the Warlock, and if you think you're facing the spell damage Shaman, then things like Shield Block, Heavy Plate not so much, but Reinforced Plate as well, because at least it gives you something useful as well as the armor. Right, Bash as well can help, especially against Shaman. It can kill one of the little minions which they're trying to play bioluminescence on. Right, and against Warrior, mulligan as greedy as you can. Against Warrior, I would mulligan everything just to get these 2, because they're going to be playing a similar deck. They're going to play a very slow deck, and generally whoever gets Odyn has much more control over the game, and they've also got the threat to win quickly by just piling up armor and going face with the attack you get. Okay, and let's have a quick look at the what's it called? The stats. As you can see, we are 41 wins, 22 losses. That's a 65% win rate. And have a look at wins, losses, wins. You'll be wondering why I haven't got to Legend earlier. Is because I wanted to complete my daily quests, so I decided to play a different class, and I lost. Like, for example, I think I tried a Nozdormu deck on Diamond 2, and that didn't go too well. I think I won one of the games, lost the other 2 though. Yeah, not a good idea. But otherwise, yeah, we're generally winning more than losing. We've got 2 losses in a row there, 2 losses in a row there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. Yeah, so I've never lost 3 games in a row with this deck. which is nice. But you can see it's 2 wins, 2 losses, win, loss, 2 wins, loss, 2 wins, loss, 2 wins. It's a very slow, grindy sort of deck. You see it takes 7 minutes for a game there. 21 minus 8, that's 13. You can't tell, it doesn't do the minutes here. I played 15, 50, so I played 4 games in an hour there. Right, so it's a slow deck, but it's one of the most fun decks I've played in a while. If you look at my other videos, some of those decks are still going to be playable at the moment. Yeah, and there are also fun decks there. Mage is still a very fun deck. There's so many fun decks to play in the meta. Earthen Paladin's very good. And the Death Knight, yeah, both Death Knight decks are still very playable. Might not be as strong now, but they're definitely playable. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. And we are now in Legend with Control Warrior. And for those who don't know, this was a deck I always wanted to play ever since I started playing Hearthstone. It was always a very expensive deck. And finally now I'm actually able to play a version of it. And we're up to Legend 9171. Right, thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.